Sunrise. About 5 after 6 on the 19th of May. Well, nothing horrible happened to me last night, so I guess that's a good day. There's all the pelicans back out to sea. Weird night. Considering the park is supposedly closed, I had about 20 or 30 cars come in overnight. Come in, look around, go back out, whatever. One might have been an electric car. I didn't even hardly hear it until it comes zipping in and parks like right there. And was here for a while and then leaves again. I'm like, dude, why do you gotta park right next to me? But nobody really messed with me. I had one guy ask if I'd seen any fishing poles. I guess he lost his, but nope, didn't see him. Sorry. Yeah, anyway. Lots to do, though. Sleeping bag is kind of wet again, but... So I guess the plan, such as it is pack up and get out of here. The tide is out. That pond is a lot lower than it was. They must have dredged around where the boats are because they seem like they're still floating, but there was a lot more water in here, so I guess that would make sense. This is all water in here too. I guess. I don't know. Not awake yet. Anyway, let's go ahead and pack up so I don't look like I'm camping and get on out. There's the porta potties over there, so I'll take advantage of that. Slightly civilized. Yeah. This is the jacket I found on the road yesterday. It's really nice and warm. Unfortunately, I can't get the zipper to start, so maybe I'll play around with it later. But otherwise, it's really nice and warm, so slept in it in the sleeping bag just to try it out. It's bulkier than my other jacket, and it just, I don't know if it grips or what it is, but it feels weird when I'm in the sleeping bag where the other one doesn't, so maybe I'll just not wear it anymore, but I don't really need a warm jacket right now. Okay, get it up and go. About 7:30, I've been just sitting here. It's like, do I even want to go? I guess. I don't know. It's like I should get moving. Traffic looks like it's settling down. I don't know, it's still kind of jammed up over there. You can't see it. But at first, when I first looked out, it was just bumper to bumper out there, so I'm like, well, I don't want to go out in the middle of that, but at least they'd be going slow. Anyway, I think the plan is, it's about a 20-mile ride from here to the state beach that I was going to. Sunset State Beach is what it's called. It's just that way north. And if I can get in, hopefully, start with that, get the campsite, get things set up, then I can, because what I got to do is, we'll take these bags off, take the front bag off, then I can get to the wires a little bit better, and basically just disconnect or unwrap it all, because I wrapped it all in tape, and then see if I've got any other loose connections. There's a possibility, because I was hitting a lot of bumps that day, right? Beyond that, I don't have any of the stuff I would need. I could take the control box apart and reflow the solder or something like that to see if I had a loose connection inside, but that's pretty high level stuff for doing in a campsite. I could probably do it at home. Otherwise, I think probably the best thing I could do, just pull the motor off, put the front wheel that came with the bike back on. That gets the weight off, Now the thing is, it's like, well, I'm not going to just throw the motor away, so I'll end up hanging it back here. So I haven't saved myself any weight, but these are harder tires and narrower, so they'd have less rolling resistance. I'd still have the same weight, but it should roll easier. Anyway, if I was at home, I'd figure out another solution. That was the thing. Last couple hours yesterday, I'm pedaling along, and I'm like, I've got full batteries. What on earth could I improvise? You know, I'm all thinking of silly ideas. It's not common parts available in Napa, though. Yeah. And without a welder, you know, what can you do? Alright, press on. At least it's relatively flat. Oh, here's the last part. There is a 2,000 foot climb between here and Palo Alto. Yeah. One of the things I did yesterday, I had like multiple water bottles that were full, so I drank a couple, and one, in a fit of frustration, I just drank a little bit and dumped the rest out to reduce my weight. And I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't do that, but I do think I'm not going to fill every water bottle next time just to save some weight. And like at the Safeway, day before it broke down, I bought some more chunky soups. I got a couple cans left, so I'll eat those because that's heavy. And then like today at camp, I'm going to set up the tent. It came in a cardboard box, so I can get rid of that, but it doesn't feel, I mean, it says it only weighs 8 pounds. That seems like a lot, but that's the equivalent of a gallon of water. It seems like a lot for a tent. I'm trying to figure out why it weighs so much, but yeah, anyway. Necessary things are always heavy. Taking the back road to the Sunset Beach State Park campground thing. Yeah, GPS is really good at these obscure things. Anyway, some farmland. I felt bad doing it right next to the field back there, but there's a whole field full of people bent over at the waist picking up whatever crop they're growing back there. One side said strawberries. Honestly, I wasn't looking close enough to see. So one of the things that they're doing now, they'll have a tractor or a truck pulling a trailer that's got a porta potty, and there was a whole rack full of chairs and some shade and probably some water, you know. So when they get a break, they can all sit down for a minute. And I'm like, man, you work all day picking up something right at, you know, ankle level. That's got to get old. So you guys that eat fresh produce, you remember the guys in the fields. That's not easy work, and there's not a lot of machines involved in some of this. Just manual, bend over and pick it. Yeah, wow. Beautiful day though. It's just muggy, misty. Thankfully it's not very warm. It's gonna make, I don't think we're gonna get 70 today, so. All this sunshine and I can't use it. Yeah, okay. It's only about 6 miles to the park, so yeah, not too bad. Not there, further. Yeah, from here, if you couldn't smell it, you wouldn't realize how close you are to the ocean. I mean, you kind of see the marine layer, but that's about it. Alright, I'm literally falling asleep in here, which is nice. So this is the hike and bike. There's 2 spots here and one over there. Looked like there was some food in the locker over there, so that guy might be coming back. Oh man. I did literally like 11.5 miles to get here from the last campsite. And I am just wiped out. So I think I'm going to set up the cot and just lay down under the tree for a while. Yeah. Let's see, what kind of mayhem did we have? This was interesting. So after I check in at the, oh, hang on. All right, so I'll do that this way. So after I check in at the front, I don't know what you even call it, kiosk, front office, registration, gate thing, hut. Let's call it the hut. Also, I'm tired. I don't feel like talking loud. So I get checked in. Nice older lady. It's her first day back. So I'm like, they probably cut a lot of staff from COVID, I would imagine. So she'd been gone for a while. So it's her first day back on the gate, and she was like, okay, how do I do this again? And she's like, okay, it's $5. And I'm like, can you do a credit card? She's like, oh yeah, sure, no problem, because I'm running out of cash. Yeah, I got the money, but just no cash. And I was like, oh, what about showers? Oh yeah, we got showers. And of course, the showers do not use the tokens that the last campsite used. So it's quarters again. Okay, can I get some quarters? Sure. Oh wait, we don't have any quarters. Okay. She's like, wait, I got some in the car. So she runs out, gets me $1 worth of quarters. Okay, cool, And she couldn't remember how to do the credit card thing for something, so she's like, I'll just handwrite it. And so I'm like, look around, yeah, I got $5, no problem, But get through there, she shows me on the map how to get to here, so it's like, okay, it's easy. It's like, oh, it's only a quarter mile, and then you take a little turn, right? The hill was so steep coming. I was like, go up a hill. I pedaled that one, drop down, up another one, walk that one, drop down, up another one. It's like, oh my God, right back to the Alps again. It's like, we're at sea level. There shouldn't be this much climbing, but it's just, I mean, nice rolling hills, I'm pushing the bike. Trailer is so stinking heavy with everything on there. I actually managed to pop the rear wheel of the bike out of the frame, right? Which I didn't think was possible, but it was a weird angle because I'm pushing so hard and it's so steep that, I mean, I would have assumed that the wheel was in there pretty tight. I mean, it felt pretty solid, but yeah, just when I was pushing, I was actually basically lifting the back wheel off the ground, and then it just pulled it down. I feel something kind of tug, and I'm like, look back, and the wheel is crooked and hanging funny. I'm like, oh man. At first I thought I had actually broken something, but it just popped it out. So I mean, that would never happen when you're riding, when you had your weight on it, the way that the dropouts hang down. But by pulling up so hard, basically, just a weird combination of forces. But yeah, it was literally so steep, it was hard to push the bike up the hill. Forget riding it. Like, man, I might have actually walked that one even with the motor, because it would have used so much battery to get up. But I mean, it wasn't very far, but it was steep. So finally get to the top, disconnect everything, get the wheel back on. Okay, no problem. Then it was nice coasting downhill coming in after that. But yeah, I'm not supposed to have the wheels falling off the new bike. Anyway, so that's my day so far. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is, the sleeping bag was a little bit damp, so I'm going to take that out and just lay it on top of the trailer and let it air out. The trailer's sitting back in the shade right now because it's got a full charge, and I'm not using the batteries, so might as well leave it in the shade. Had a can of chunky, where's my can? Since I had these. There you go. That was good. That was breakfast. I was like, well, I can sit here and eat all my Cliff Bars, or I can go ahead and, eat a can of Chunkies. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to lay down and recover for a bit. And then I'll go for a walk on the beach and go take a shower. I was sitting here looking at the phone, and I kept falling asleep just sitting here. So I'm like, yeah, I think I'm toast. Oh, hang on, I was going to look at something. Okay, I had to look it up again. Yeah, it's like 60 miles to go to the start of the race. So we've got 10 days, so if I can do 6 miles a day, so we can do that. There is about a 2,000-foot climb in about the middle, so I've got about 20 miles of pretty easy ride, and then about a 10-mile climb, and then a descent, and then another 20 miles or so to Palo Alto. So that shouldn't be too bad. Figure if I take a day here and recover, and the question is going to be if I can find enough places to stay between here and there for free or cheap. You know, it's like I've got enough time to get there, so I'll kind of look ahead on the map, and if I can find more hiking bikes at $5 or $10 a night, that'll be great. So yeah, anyway, yeah, I'm gonna lay down. My eyes are tired. Later. This is kind of weird. I saw this in some of the reviews. The campsites are this way. You come up over this ridge line to the beach, so you're not actually camping on the beach, you're camping like a ridge away from the beach. And then in this direction, there's apparently some private residences, like they own houses up here. So I don't know how they, how they set that up in the first place. Usually if you have a park, it would be a big zone. So maybe they built the park around the houses, or I don't know. Yeah, there's one of the private houses. The trail I was just on is there. I could have stayed on the trail, but it's honestly kind of cold. When I got into camp, I put my sweatshirt back on. I'm wearing shorts, but a little bit breezy. It's gonna, well, one forecast was like in the high 60s today. The other one is in mid 70s, so we'll see. Yeah, the breeze and the humidity makes it feel cold. And I think I've been working too hard on the bike, so need to catch up on calories again. That's one of the weird things you don't think about. Can't stay warm. That one's pretty impressive. No horses, no dogs. Oh wait, no, dogs are okay this time. No cars, no camping, fires. Sign I don't see on this one, but I think I saw it on the entrance. No drones quite often in campsites, which I can kind of see the point. Get somebody running drones into you, that just takes the fun out of it. There was a sign when I was coming into the park. They fenced off a lot of these areas around the dunes. They're just trying to get the plants to reestablish. So I don't know how much of this they planted, but everybody walking through was just destroying it. So they're trying to get the plants to get a good foothold, I guess, here. So I thought it was kind of cool. They're just randomly, you'll see a sign, keep out plant rehabilitation, I think is what they were calling it. Everything is rehab in California. Reforesting, go to rehab. Yeah. Pretty though. Out in the distance is the power plant that I was camped at last night, so I didn't go very far. Yeah, it feels good, but it's kind of cold. Walking across, the sand was hot enough I ended up putting my shoes back on. My feet are pretty tender. Ah, it's got me again. Yeah, I was walking, I probably made it 50 or 60 feet with my shoes off. I'm like, you know what, this hurts. Stop, put the shoes back on, walk down to the water a little bit. Okay, now I can do it again. Which is weird because it's not that warm out, but the sand was really hot. Not a bad deal though. Ooh, I can do puppets. Anyway, sit rep. I found the problem and have repaired it, and it appears that the bike is working. I haven't test rode it, but just lifting up the front wheel, it actually does spin, and it did not do that before. So, guarded optimism, it'll at least get me the next 60 miles. Oh, considering that's basically has lasted 1,500 miles, we should get a few more out of it, I think. That's all I'm sure of. Yay! So, my pile, other guy's pile, and a couple over there. Take advantage of the moment while everybody else was gone to get the shot. But yeah, this is the third time I've ran into this guy, and I haven't seen them yet before. Cool. Technically it's room for 2 people, or 2, I don't know, it's weird because they set these up, it's officially 2 spaces, right? But you would think if you're going to be bike touring, you'd have more than a few people. So what they were telling us for Sun Trip, there is going to be room for a bunch of people, but now that I've heard that, some of the places I've camped are the places we're going to, so I guess we'll see. Yeah, anyway, yay, it works.